Caesar. This is my first deck, favorite deck, really to play with. It's like a token, attack trigger, doubler, all around fun game. Everybody's got to have Soul Ring, Skull Clamp, goes good with tokens, Draw Mechanic, Arcane Signet, Mana Rock, Tutor, good and Tutor, Light and Tutor, searches for just about everything you need other than a creature. Path, 1 mana removal, only thing better than Path for 1 mana. Sword to Plowshare. Ain't much I can say about it. Then you've got Dam. Can be used as target removal, but you know, most of the time you use it for the overload cost. Boros Charm. I usually only use this for the permanents you control gain indestructible. Martial Coup. Makes tokens, and then you can also use it as a board wipe as well. Flawless Maneuvers. You know, what can I say? Protects your board. It's usually as free. Civilian's Reclamation. Just a good, you know, graveyard, get stuff back, and you can flash it back to get 2 things. Most everything in the deck is 3 or below. Wear and Tear. I've been a lot of times about taking this out, but just having an artifact and enchantment removal, it's hard not to have it. Vindicate. May not exile, but destroy target permanent. It's good if you need to get rid of a land or really anything, so as long as it ain't got indestructible. Toxic Deluge. I mean, 3 mana, you can just about board wipe everything, give them -1/-1 counter, gets around indestructible. Declared Protection, your oh shit button. Anguish Unmaken, exile an all-in permanent, lose 3. We don't really care if we use 3. Our life is a resource. Chroma's Wheel. I mean, it's a game ender. You haven't, you know, much of all of a board. This comes out usually with your commander, and it's hard to fight out of. Blasphemous Edict, board wipe, sacrifice, pay 1 mana for it. Farewell, another board wipe, gets rid of everything. Ruinous Ultimatum. I mean, it's just really good if you get to cast it. Sadly, I get it cast on me more than I get to cast it. Land tax for 3 basic lands. It's hard to beat. That's why it's got a price. This deck runs 33 lands, so it's a big help. Reconnaissance. There is some different shenanigans you can do with it. Main thing is to keep a creature from dying, and you can let Caesar swing without much repercussions. Anything. I mean, you can save anything, or you can go with a Combat Celebrant. Win. Bitter Blossom. I mean, it's always been a great token producer, which is what we want. We don't care about the 1 life. Intangible Virtues. We make tokens. Gives them Vigilance +1/+1. Meathook Master. Not only is it a board wipe, it's also a finger that gains you life. And what more can you say about it? Goblin Bombardment. One with this. You need to sacrifice some creatures, deal the last bit of ping damage. It's good. You get a board wiped. You can start sack them in response and deal your damage to what you need to deal them to. Impact Trimmers, one of your priority cards. Makes it, you know, punches everybody. Same thing, War Leader Call, another pinger. There's also an Anthem. It's hard to beat. Passion of Remembrance creates a token, and it's another pinger. This red-white God, Aronis, I'm sure I'm butchering that. God of Victory. I mean, gives your creatures menace and prevent all damage that would be dealt to attacking creatures. Indestructible. Can be a 7/4. Court of Embereth. I really like this card, and since I've added it, it's been pretty good. You become the Monarch, so you get the card draw. You can keep the Monarch. You deal X damage to each opponent's or X's number of creatures you control, and you get a 3/1 token. So no matter what, you're getting a 3/1 token. Trouble in Pairs. It's the reason why it's a game changer. It's just value. Smother and Tide. It's a game changer. I mean, it just ramps you. Nobody pays the 2. We are a token deck, so why would you not run Anointed Procession, token doubler, Sim of the Legion. I've hated this card since it came in the standard, but it's just good. It's a great token creator. And Divine Visitation. Turns all your 1/1s into 4/4 angels with flying and vigilance. Pretty damn good. Coming into the creatures, Esper Sentinel. I mean, it's just good. Good value, 1 mana creature. Get you some draw. Oscillate's Pride. We are our token deck. We can copy our tokens. It's got lifelink, and he creates tokens on itself. With Zulaport, Cutthroat, Finger, and Marionette, Apprentice. You get to create a token or give it a +1/+1 counter whenever the creatures or artifact you control is put in the graveyard. Each opponent loses life. It's Finger, can't complain. Same way with Charismatic Conqueror, Vigilance. Whenever opponent, a creature enters a battlefield, most of them are going to tap. So, if not, you get a 1/1 vampire with life. Grand Abolisher. You don't need any interaction on your turns. Let you pump, do whatever you need to do. Chroma's Will. I mean, it's nice. Lotho, Corrupt Sheriff. Roll cast your second spell each turn, you lose a life. You draw a create a treasure token. This is another Pinger that you can keep making copies of. Another Pinger. Death Touch on top of it. Jacked Rabbit. I mean, Ravenous, you can draw a card. If nothing else, creates a big body that, food board wipe, you're going to get more tokens to trigger more of your ping. Corpse Knight. 2/2. Pinger. Card right here. I mean, it's pretty good. Whenever attack each opponent loses X life, where X is the number of attacking creatures, other attacking creatures, you can sacrifice another creature and gain 2 life and draw a card. It gives you a draw mechanic, a drain for 3 mana. It's hard to beat. This guy works really good. I mean, with your commander, with him, it's just really good synergy throughout the whole deck. Cabal Profiteer. When 1 more token enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses a life and you gain a life. So as you're creating them, you're pinging and you're gaining life. And if a token would enter the battlefield under your opponent's control, for each of them, create a tapped token that's a copy of it. This ability only triggers once. I mean, that's still just good for 3 mana. And it's a 2/4. Critters of Guard. It's another tutor. Searches just about everything in the deck. Ranger Captor Eos. It's another search. And it's also can be a Grand Abolisher if you need it to. You just got a second to do it. And it's 3 mana, 3/3. Boromir. I think it's good. If an opponent casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, counter it. That's pretty nice. So your counter spells, your Force of Will, your Fierce Guardianship, your Deflecting Swat, whatever. And you can also tap it to give it indestruct, give your creatures indestructible when the ring tempts you. Your Recruiter, really good tutor. Enduring Innocence, pretty good. I mean, you get a draw trigger 2 or less, like I said, which is most of the deck. And if it dies board wipe, you still get it as an enchantment to get your draw. This guy's really good. I mean, he just creates tokens. He just fuels them. Usually, if I get him and he stays alive for, turn or 2, I mean, it's Combat Celebrant. Just trying to get extra combats. I like to use it with Reconnaissance. If nothing else, just exert him. Works good with tokens. Gets bigger with the tokens you got. He's got Vigilance and he creates tokens for each opponent. I mean, what we want. Professional Facebreaker. Menace. When one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, create a token. I mean, that's not just him, that's your other creatures. You can sacrifice your Trader X on top of your library. It's card advantage and it's a token creator. As you can tell, most everything in here is human. There is some that's not. This guy just synergizes really well. You can give him First Strike, Vigilance, Lifelink, 1 to the 2. And if you have 4 more humans, they get +2 on top of it. Really good card. Myrel, I guess I'm butchering that too. During your turn, your opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifact, creatures, and enchantments. So it's pretty much the same thing as a Grand Abolisher. And when it attacks, you create X 1/1 colorless soldier creature tokens, artifact creature tokens, where X is the number of soldiers you control. There's a bunch of them, as you can tell. Sad Robot, because why not? 4 mana, get a basic land, which this is a 3-card deck. If he dies, you draw a card. Urfaros, one of our best pingers, indestructible. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, it deals 2 damage to each opponent. And you can also pump your creatures with it. It's a 6/5 indestructible for 4. Mondrak, it's a token doubler. You create tokens, create double. And you can pay 1 and 2 Phyrexian white, and you can put an indestructible counter on it. Sun Titan. I mean, I can get just about anything out of the graveyard when he enters, when he attacks. Pretty good. Sometimes I wanted a bigger, and finally, more or less, a finisher, hellish north. And I give my creatures +2/+2. Y'all's -2/2. It's hard to find out of it once she hits and she can stay on the field. Lands, running 2 fetch lands. Weird Mesa, Marsh Flats. I thought I had a Bloodstained Mire, but apparently I don't. There's a Saga. You can go get your Soul Ring or your Skull Clamp. Commander's Tower, of course. City Brass, 3-color deck. Fateful Passage. Dragon Skull Summit. Luxury Suite. New Verge. And a Blood Crypt. We got a Surveil Land. An Isolated Chapel. Silent Clearing. Got the Shrine. And a Vault of Champions. I've got a Surveil Land. A Clifftop Retreat. A Spectator Seating. And a Sacred Foundry. Also running the Triome and the Tap Triome. Running Seiju, Gigancho, however you say it, I know I butchered that. Takanuma. For a man land Den of the Bugbear that also creates tokens. 3 planes, or 4 planes. 2 mountains. And 3 swamps.